So, as you guys know, if you're in the crypto space, it feels awful right now. We've probably had months of chop, like maybe 2 months of chop, and yesterday we've seen a flush out in price action. I had people messaging me saying it's the worst they've ever felt in crypto. Well, that shows that like the emotional manipulation is perfect right now because Bitcoin's sitting at 67,400 and people are feeling awful. Yes, we have had that flush out that I was looking for. Normally, after a long period of chop, you get a flush out to shake out all the people that are basically just trying to trade themselves into oblivion with boredom. The fear and greed index is nicely at neutral. I personally believe we are about to push up from this range. If we lose the 66,000 level, we probably drop to at least 61 or 62, and it's looking a bit bleak there, especially for altcoins. And if we lose that level, well, watch out below. But I don't really feel like that's going to happen. And I'm going to get into why in a second. In fact, let's start with GameStop, the GameStop saga. If we look at GameStop specifically, I've talked about this in the newsletter. I talked about this about 3 or 4 weeks ago in the newsletter. I compared where we are now in terms of price action to the last time we saw this sort of thing like kicking off with like GME, Roaring Kitty, that sort of thing. If we look at Bitcoin's run up in the 2021 cycle, had its initial run up and pullback, and in that pullback was where GME and GameStop rally really started to kick off. I'm going to zoom into that area. I'm not going to show you like overlay because I want to show you the structural similarities. It's not going to be perfect, it's just going to be similar. So Bitcoin had the run up on the pullback, GameStop kicked off, and when the GameStop hype came in here, and this is where retail like stepped in and Bitcoin went on its like parabolic phase. Retail kicked into GameStop. As GameStop narrative like cooled off a little bit, the retail then cycled over into crypto. Let's have a look what's going on right now. Well, Bitcoin's on its pullback, retail kicking in here with Roaring Kitty and GameStop. Bitcoin's, as I said, on its pullback, and the next phase is retail to cycle over to crypto. If we're at that stage in the cycle, which I potentially think that we are. I posted about Bitcoin's 4-hourly RSI yesterday over on X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. I said Bitcoin was holding this support. It's still holding that level. We've just held the bottom of these wicks here. If you can see, let me just take you in. We just hold the bottom of the wicks here. Look, we've just held the impulsive, like first move up, held that low. So we haven't created the lower low in terms of this range, but we literally wicked into it yesterday. So we did come slightly below this support that I'd highlighted, but we didn't lose this key level here, which was the start of this move technically. If we lose that level, as I said, it's watch out below. So what then is next? We look on the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly has been quite a decent indicator of where bottoms have been for Bitcoin. Not perfect, but pretty good. Every single time we've wicked into the oversold area, we've taken some sort of rally. And then I compared the structural price action to this area here, which is like the 40,000-ish area, the 40 to 44,000 or 48,000 area here for Bitcoin. In fact, I think this is when we had the ETF approval for Bitcoin itself, then we had the sell-off, and then we had this big pump. So why do I think that looks similar? We had the rally into that consolidation, we held the lows, we pushed and broke the highs, we broke down, created a low, accumulated and sent it. Now we've had the initial high, we held the lows, we didn't break the high this time, we had the breakdown, we formed the low, which looks quite similar to this, like pushed out, struggled with the push out, came back, like chilled for a bit, accumulated, and then we sent it off. So I think we're looking for that impulsive move now, coupled with we're again about to touch the oversold area on the 4-hour, and I don't know if we actually did manage to wick into there yesterday. Yeah, we did manage to get that wick. This was yesterday morning that I created this, so we did manage to get that wick in there yesterday. Today we've got the FOMC and CPI numbers coming out in the US. Could this be a potential catalyst for crypto? One can only assume it could be. It doesn't mean that it's definitely going to come today, this catalyst that I'm looking for, but I do feel we are very close to some sort of catalyst that changes everything. Like this range has been going on for a long, long time now. It started, well, technically we broke into the range on like the 3rd of March, but we topped out on the 13th of March, and now we're on nearly the 13th of June. So that's March, April, May, June, nearly 4 months that we've been in this cycle. So, I mean, in this range, that's a long period, and it's obvious why people get upset about this sort of thing. Like chopping price action is difficult, um, but realistically, guys, we haven't done anything, so you don't really need to do anything. That's what I said to people. People said, "Oh, when we're in this area here, shall I sell, take some off the table, and buy if it comes lower?" No, not if you're not a trader. Just add if we come lower, and just sit on your hands and understand that it's not always fun to be in crypto. But with me saying that, I don't want to be hypocritical. I'm here to give you my opinion and my thoughts, but it hurts me too. It's horrible. Like, I live this full time, and like for 4 months, I've just watched the price go sideways about something that is literally my full time job to make content on. Like, what am I supposed to say? Nothing's really changed in my mindset. I've whittled some cash away in this cycle too, like just over levering, getting bored. But I know it's only a percentage of my portfolio, but it's still like, even I make stupid decisions. Not like even I like I'm better or anything. But I do. Like, I live this full time, and I still make stupid decisions. It's tough. So don't be beating up on yourself if you find it tough, because it is. Like, anyone who says it's not hasn't lived it, or they've just got a lot of experience, and they will have found it tough at some point. So that's honest. And just to finish, so that's basically my thought process. I spoke about over on Twitter, could we see something in the XRP lawsuit? Let's have a look at XRP price action, because we haven't really covered this for a while. Again, guys, we're just sitting at the bottom of the range. It's a decent time to accumulate, to be absolutely honest with you. Feels absolutely awful in the XRP community. People don't even talk about XRP anymore. Feel like people are kind of scared to talk about XRP because the price action has been so shit. But if you look through historically, it just moves in like really fast moves, and that's the opportunity that we get. If we get it, it's a big pump, and you take profits on the pump, and that's all we get. So it's not about being emotional, it's just about being honest with yourself and not listening to all the FUD that's always out there. But if we look through history, this isn't the greatest XRP chart. Let's have a look at this one. I don't know what I've got drawn on here, but I'll just take the drawings off. Like, if we just look through history, obviously, if you're an XRP holder, we always look back to the 2017 pump, because damn, that was nice. I would love to see something like that. But even here in this pump in the 2021 like bull run, this pump happened over the period of like what, 2 weeks, less. Let's just have a little look. Look, we moved up 200% in 11 days. That's all you get. That's all you get if you're an XRP holder. So this accumulation has been flipping long though, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This has been a long period of accumulation here. Now that, yes, we've broken down to the downside. Can we hold here, break back up into this accumulation, and break out to the upside? That's what I'd be looking for. I've always said my target was between like $11 and $15. Still sits true. Let's see what happens. We'd need a lot of liquidity to flush over into XRP, but I don't think it's impossible by any stretch of the imagination, especially if you look at things like Solana. Like, Solana's had a decent run this cycle, but look where it's come from. It came from like $8, $7, but it did the majority of the move here. Let's just say it did this. 168 days, 800%. Could we get some of that rotation into XRP if we have like a bit of a crazy alt season now? If we get a catalyst, I think something mad could genuinely happen. Whether it's 800% or whatever it might be, I honestly don't know, but that's just, anyway, just me talking about what I think is potential. Finally, talking about the Solana ecosystem, I actually have been buying some ore. I doubled down on my position here, so I'm about break even at the minute. I'm not like doing massively well on it. Liquidity is kind of low, so I'm not like happy about, I don't love that. Market cap's at 10.5 mil, but this is the interesting part, guys. 34,300 holders. It's basically like the Bitcoin of Solana. You can mine from your phone or laptop. One of the issues I had with it is the tokenomics weren't very good, but they've captured a lot of attention, and it's a tiny token. Basically, like I said, you just mine a token, like on this each Solana block that's created, you can mine from either your phone or your laptop. They've won the Solana hackathon and are launching V2, which is supposed to incentivize people holding the token in general, because before you were just mining and then you had no incentive to hold, so you may as well sell because it's basically free money. Whereas now they're going to try and change the tokenomics, but you're going to be ore to trade ore into ore V2, which is what's coming out of the new tokenomics when that launches. So interesting time to be looking at something like this. As I said, I doubled down on my bag. It's something that I don't know if it's going to have good value in the future, but what I do think is that the attention to value is mismatched at the minute, and whether that gets realized or not, I don't know. If you're thinking like mother token, like Iggy Azalea's meme coin goes to 200 mil market cap and to all-time highs from here, it's only a 7x, which only put us at 70 mil. I don't know. I think there's potentially some value there, but obviously you guys make your own decision on that. Anyway, I hope you guys stay well. As I said, FOMC, CPI numbers today, could that be a catalyst? Will something else become a catalyst? I think that just looking around, something feels like sentiment feels bad, and that's normally when we see something pop, basically one way or another. And I hope it's to the upside. I think it will be to the upside. I think we've got a lot longer to go in this cycle, but time will tell, I guess. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Peace out of the A-Town down, as Usher would say. Thanks for tuning in.